Good day, weather technology students. In this video, we're going to talk about how we can use PowerPoint to draw contours and then save them off as an image, final image. So here I've already uploaded a 300 millibar observation map that I created using JupyterHub and MetPy. And we need to go ahead and be able to draw in some lines here. And so if we go to the draw icon, one could add a pen. If you had an iPad, you could do something like that pretty easily through any number of mechanisms. But instead what I want to do is I want to insert something, and I want to insert some shapes. Specifically, I want to add in some lines, but not solid lines. I want curve lines. And so it's this icon right here, the curve line. And so I'm going to start with a 9,000 meter line, which is common here for 300 millibars. And I know 9,000 meters should be between 898 and 914, much closer to the 898. And so I'm going to draw various segments here, roughly trying to get close to what I want my line to look like, and then double click at the end to make it stop, and then I get a given line segment. Now the first thing I'm going to do is change a few things about this line. I want to make it thicker, so I'm going to make it a 2 1/4. That might be a little too thick, so then I'm going to go 1 1/2. That seems pretty good. But then I also want to change the color to black since this is the contour of geopotential height. But if I double click on this line, what I then get is nothing, but instead I need to go up here to edit the shape. Let's see. I want to edit the points here. So right click, edit points. Now I get access to all these different points. And so now I can drag them around to change the slope of my line a little bit. And I can do some really fancy things here with even changing exactly how the line slopes. But I'm just dragging these around a little bit, trying to make a nice kind of curved line that is true to the data. And so there we go. I've refined that line. So again, the way I edited those points was right clicking, edit points, gets me to my square so I can edit it a little bit. And then just double click or click out of it. So there's my 9,000 meter line. So then I want to add a text box. Text box 900 there. That's way too big of text here. I'm going to change that to 10. That looks a lot better. Put it close to my contour. I'm going to Control C, Control V. And then using my arrows around it to get me closer to where I want to be. So there's my 900 line, which looks pretty good. And so again, I want to maybe add a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and add another shape. Going to add this curve in. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do our 912 line. Our 912 line is going to occur somewhere between 910 and 914, about right in the middle. So again, starting to make various line segments. And I can kind of drag it out a little bit, which will help create my curved segments a little bit when I do so. Again, trying to roughly follow geostrophic balance here. And there I get my line. Again, I'm going to change it to black. I'm going to change the weighting a little bit to 1 1/2. Then if I wanted to, I can double click or right click on my line and edit points to move things around here just a little bit. Make it a little smoother. Trying to follow that geostrophic balance pretty well. Again, generally I think I did a pretty good job here. Nothing too special. Just trying to move things about. And that's good. Control C, Control V. Then update that value to be 912. And Control C, Control V again here to create the 912. And place it over here. Great. So I can do that for all the various values of geopotential height that I need to do. But I can also then do things like temperatures. And so here I want to add another shape again. I'm going to do my curve line here, and we're going to do -40. So -40 is going to fall between -41 and -38. Again, trying to get close to various -40s. A little harder with temperature. There we go. Now this line I want to be a red color, so I'm going to change it to red. Again, I'm going to change the weight to 1.5. But now I also want to change the style, and then I want dashed lines. And so it's pretty easy to change those to dashed lines. Again, I could modify by right-clicking, hit Edit Points here. Maybe undo a little bit of my waviness. That was a little unwarranted. I want to get this one closer to 40, so let's go ahead and put that down there. But I still want to be pretty closer to 41 than I am to 38. Can flatten out my curve maybe a little bit there. And otherwise, yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. And then I'm going to add another text box here at the end. And this time I'm adding just a new text box, putting -40. But again, that text is way too big, so let's change that to 10. Then I want to change my text color, which is my letter here with my text color, and change it to that same red value. And so then I can move that over, get a little closer, Control-C, Control-V, add my contour value to the other end, and there I go. And so now I've got all these various pieces going on. And so again, you're going to want to save often to make sure you don't lose your work. So save it as something pertinent here. So I'm going to save this as homework 6 underscore electronic contours. So I'll go ahead and save that there as my PowerPoint. But then in order to save this truly off, I may need to go up to my file to save as. And one of the ways I can save as is changing the file format to a PDF. And that would be a great way to save off this single slide as a PDF. And then you hit export. If you don't have that, there are other ways to potentially save or export. So one could export as a file format. For example, a JPEG or a PNG might work as well. So we could save off as a PNG, export that, and there we go. And then if I go ahead and find that the way I've exported that, then I now get something that looks like this from what I saved it as. And again, it looks pretty good. It's not perfect, and that's okay. But for our purposes of what we need, for the purposes of the assignment, it will work well. The PDF will probably actually look the best. So if you want to save it off as the PDF, that would work well that way. Again, that's from File, Save As, or File and Export As are the ways to go ahead and save that. So that's just a brief introduction here to drawing some contours electronically if you do not have the ability to print out and then draw your contours by hand and snap a picture of it. So multiple ways to kind of get that done here. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.